Welcome back. We are here with Ann Frey, the family chairperson of the Gutsy Walk. Sunday, June the 9th. Hard to believe it's just 6 weeks away. And it is in support of the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. It's your biggest annual fundraiser. How much money, what's the goal for this year?
Our goal in Saskatoon this year is to raise $84,000 and to have 200 participants.
Okay, that's higher than last year.
Higher than last year.
And not quite as big as next year.
Oh, it's going to be not quite as big as next
right?
year. Right,
okay. Sorry.
I had to think about that one.
I had to throw it out there a little bit differently. But it is a very serious topic and a very serious disease. Just talk about how many people are affected, and maybe before we get to that, just exactly what is Crohn's and Colitis?
Crohn's and Colitis falls under the name of irritable bowel disease, or IBD, and it is a disease of the gut. Colitis affects the large bowel. Crohn's affects all the way from the mouth to the bottom end, and depending where you have it as to what is bothering you. Numbers across Canada, 233,000, with about 6,500 of those being under the age of 18, and specifically here in Saskatchewan, 8,000 people. It's 1 in 150 people are affected by IBD.
Well, this is obviously a very important topic, and you're saying that medically there's no certainty as to what's causing it. Is that right?
That's correct. They aren't sure what causes it, so they don't have a cure for it yet, which is why we do our fundraising.
Are there some thoughts? I mean, I know you had mentioned that in Saskatchewan we have a higher incidence than perhaps in other places. Do we know, is it geographical? Is it something in the food? I mean, are there at least hunches? They
don't know, and I think every year they find something different, and they find something different that helps the people that do have the disease, but they still don't know exactly what causes it.
Okay. When you look at this particular walk, as mentioned, 6 weeks away, 200 participants is what you're looking for.
Right.
We're the champions when it comes to fundraising.
We are the champions. For communities this size, we won last year for the highest number of dollars, and I believe it's been at least 3 years that we have done that. So, yeah, I'd say we're champions here.
When you look at the whole spectrum of IBD, it's something that's very close, obviously, Crohn's and Colitis, to you. Why are you so passionate in raising funds?
I have walked since the walk started here 18 or 19 years ago. I started because my husband has Crohn's, and then I was diagnosed with colitis in 2007. I have a sister-in-law with Crohn's, I have a nephew with Crohn's and colitis, and I have 3 children that could very easily be affected by it, because it does tend to run in families, obviously.
Yeah, it would seem to be. Obviously, something that hereditary. How important is this push in terms of research? I mean, there's not a lot of diseases that we kind of don't at least have a sense of out of control, right, or a sense of what causes it. What do we need to make a breakthrough?
You know, the research dollars are so very important. It's every year they're getting closer, like I said, and they're finding different things, and it's the money that we raise at this walk that goes straight into research for the projects like the GEM project and things like that need to be funded.
You mentioned you guys also have a little bit of fun doing this, at least your family raising money. What did you do last year?
Last year, my kids decided they were going to kiss Crohn's goodbye, so they set a goal of, I think it was $15,000, and they said if they hit that, they would dress as the band Kiss. If they hit that mark and exceeded it, one of our pledgers got to pick a Gene Simmons for the band, because I only have 3 kids, so we only had 3 band members, and their cousin from Alberta picked their grandma to go as Gene Simmons, and the kids' total was over $19,000.
Wow, that is absolutely tremendous. And is there a plan for this year?
For my kids?
Yes.
We are having a neon bright potty training party. So they are dressing in full gear neon, and they're pushing a toilet, and they're going to wear diapers, and they're potty training to raise $20,000 this year.
Oh, that is fantastic. Now, how can people get involved?
You can get involved in a number of ways. Of course, there's always donating. The best place to go is to gutsywalk.ca. You can find a person online that you'd like to pledge. You can also sign up as a walker. I mean, there's 8,000 people in Saskatchewan affected, and we are only looking for 200 to come and walk this year. So there's gutsywalk.ca. You can also email the chapter at Saskatoon at CCFC.ca as well.
Perfect. And we also have an honorary chair. It's Annika Obregavich. She's a 10-year-old girl. I'm just going to read a little bit of her bio here. At a Cole Vickers school in Prince Albert, she says, "I am happy and excited to be the honorary chair for 2013. The reason I want to raise money for CCFC is because my mom has Crohn's disease, and I see her suffer a lot. Last year, she almost died. I want to help find a cure for Crohn's and colitis so that my family and all the other families who are affected by these painful diseases can have a better life. Please help me raise a lot of money to find a cure for Crohn's and colitis. And how powerful is that message?
It's huge. When you hear kids talk about their parents being sick, it really hits home. And she, last year was her first year fundraising, and I believe she raised over $5,000 on her own. She is educating her classmates and her school on what goes on, because it not only affects the parents that have it, it affects these kids when they're worried about mom in the hospital. Mom can't get to their dance competitions, their hockey games, that sort of thing. And it happens in my family, and that's why my kids do their walk. They do it, and they're scared that it's going to affect them.
Well, thank you very much, Ann Frey. Once again, Gutsy Walk goes Sunday, June 9th, starting at South Kiwanis Park. And now let's check in to see what's happening in Hollywood. NBA